Stop buying husky saws. I know a lot of you watch Buck and Billy Ray, and Buckin is a husky man. Doesn't mean they're the greatest saw. And I'll give you a couple examples. So I got a couple of different saws here in front of you. At the far end I got a Zach Stolmar 119. I got a Partner F65. Right over here I got the Husqvarna 266 SE. Now those first two saws were built in the early 70s. This one was built in the early 80s sometime. So if you put the exact same chain on all three of these saws, the Husky will outcut those old saws. No questions asked, because this is a much higher revving engine. So it churns the chain a lot faster. However, those old saws, having a hell of a lot more torque, you can put a much more aggressive chain on them, and they will end up cutting a lot faster than the Husky. So that's reason number one. Reason number two, the anti-vibe on these old saws is light years ahead of this saw and even modern saws. I've run a lot of completely new saws, like even saws from the 90s and 2000s. Those old saws, the anti-vibe is so good you can run them all day and you will not get the tingly fingers like you do with this one. Now, I'm a firewood cutter, so that means I go out on weekends. And when I finally get a chance to cut, I'll be out there cutting for 8 to 10 hours, pretty much straight. If I run this Husqvarna for that amount of time, I can't feel my fingers. These other two, no issues. Reason number three, it's all about name brand recognition. People will pay a premium for Huskies because they associate it with quality, which they are a good saw, but they are not as good as those others. So in this case, I paid $200 for this one, which is not bad. It was a complete saw. I didn't have to really do a whole lot to it to make it run. However, this Partner right here was listed for $150, and the guy that was selling this one also had a 031 AV, which is a steel saw. He was asking $300 for that one. Now the steel saw is a 50cc saw. This one right here is a 65. So I knew that. So I played the waiting game, because nobody knows what a Partner saw is out here in Manitoba. And I ended up picking this one up for $100. I called the guy up, I said, I'll give you $100 cash for the yellow saw. And him not knowing what it was, he says, yeah, come pick it up. And kind of the same story with the Zach Stolmar. That one was listed for $80. And I waited a couple of weeks, called the guy up, I said, I'll give you $60. And again, come pick it up, he says. So in the end, I got these two saws for the same price I paid for this one, and they're better. So yeah, keep your eyes out for older saws if you know what you're looking for, even if they're Echoes or Home Lights. Some of those old saws have so much torque they can pull a chain a lot harder than these ones. Save some money, buy a decent saw. Doesn't always have to be Husky. Alright, over and out.